Oh, this is crazy and scary as all get out. It's not true crime related, but I've always been very interested in science and space. My mom taught science for like 33 years, and so I was always around it and listening to it growing up. I've met many astronauts, and it was an honor to be able to meet them. But this is crazy. Listen to this. Two astronauts could possibly be stranded in space after NASA has delayed their return from the International Space Station for the third time. Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore were initially scheduled to stay on the ISS, the International Space Station, for only 9 days. That has been pushed back already twice this month, and now they don't know the exact date they're going to return. Can you imagine how they feel? Reportedly, the extended stay is to allow more time to review the technical issues that the capsule encountered as it was traveling to the ISS. Those issues were said to have included thruster failures and valve issues. It was leaking valves, supposedly. NASA could even be forced to launch a rescue mission, and they could even possibly work with Elon Musk's SpaceX to carry out that mission. One professor of aerospace engineering at New York University named Katsuo Kurabayashi, I hope I pronounced that correctly, they stated that because of the current situation with the Starliner, it's possible that NASA might decide to use an alternative spacecraft like SpaceX's Crew Dragon to bring the astronauts home safely. The professor also stated that if they start talking about a rescue mission by chance, it would indicate that there are some possibly serious and life-threatening issues like hardware defects found with the Starliner. So originally the astronauts' return was pushed to June 14th, and then they changed it to June 26th, but now they're just not sure when. NASA has indicated that its staff was evaluating the dates for them to return after the space station's two planned spacewalks on June 24th and July 2nd. And reportedly they're trying to bring the astronauts back to Earth no later than in early July. One person who worked with NASA named Steve Stitch stated that they are taking their time and they're following their standard mission management team processes. Mr. Stitch stated that they are letting data drive their decision making relative to managing small helium system leaks and thruster performance that they observed during rendezvous and docking. He also said that additionally, given the duration of the mission, it is appropriate for them to complete an agency level review similar to what was done ahead of the NASA's SpaceX Demo 2 return after it was 2 months in orbit. Starliner took off on June 5th at 10:52 a.m. local time from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. It had the same leak that forced a scrub in May. A scrub is when you've got a scheduled date to take off or to launch, but you decide not to do so due to malfunctions or weather or any kind of dangers. However, the capsule was launched with a known leak that was said to be no larger than a shirt button, and it was very thin. Mr. Stitch also stated that last month he was confident that 27 out of the 28 thrusters were working correctly and were free of any leaks or other issues. But I'd want it to be 28 out of 28, wouldn't y'all? It was said that when Starliner arrived near the space station's dock on June 6, thruster failures did prevent close approach by the spacecraft until Boeing fixed the issue. They rewrote software and also tweaked some procedures to revive 4 of the 5 thruster failures and continued with the docking. NASA officials stated that they want to better understand the reasoning of the thruster failures, valve issues, and helium leaks before Starliner begins its return. The president of Valve Tech, named Erin Faville, hope I pronounced that correctly, said that she warned and that she chooses just to let it play out. A professor of astronautics at the University of Southern California named Mike Gruntman stated that it is more likely that SpaceX would be able to provide an additional launch in the foreseeable future to bring the astronauts back. This is just super scary, and I hope they return back safely. I've always said astronauts are the absolute bravest people ever. Can you imagine not knowing your future and when you'll return back? Being stuck up there? I can't. I hope they have enough supplies. This is just crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments.